Hi guys, welcome to the new video of this Linux tutorial series. In this video, we're gonna discuss the most used command in the Linux. So let me give you the command name very quickly. So the command name, let me increase the size of this first. Command name is Diff, and the Diff stands for difference. So difference, it will tell the differences among the file. So now in this demo, we're gonna see the file only with the 4 to 5 lines. But in the real world, we have the files or the log files with the thousands and thousands of lines. So it's harder for the files with this so much lines from our eyes to visualize the difference basically. That's why we use a utility like diff. And the syntax of diff command, let me give you very quickly. So the command name, that is diff, then we have options. After options, we have to give file1 file2 and why two files? Because if you want to check difference among the files, then obviously you need to give more than one file. And the options we're going to discuss in this video is first is C, U and I. And before that I want to give you, like I want to tell you some symbols that is most important for this diff command. First is A and C and D. So what A means? Add. Like something is there in file 1 not in file 2, then it will specify with the symbol A to us that add this line. C means change. D means delete. So let's move to the console screen. I have few files here. Let me show you one by one and see. Now I'm changing first file. Okay, what I'm changing is I am adding one more line here, that is delete. And in the second file I'm changing something on with this upper letter thing. Let it be as it is, no issues. So now the file structure is something like, now from the eyes you can see the difference because only 4 to 5 lines. See, this one line is extra in the first file, and we have this capital D here, here small d. So we have file 1 here, file 2, the number change. Yep, so let's move to the demo thing. So def, I want to give first and second. So see what it so if you see this greater than symbol and less than symbol, so let me give you the symbol meaning also. It's very important to know. So this is symbol means the diff command is showing line or the lines from first file. This symbol means opposite to it, greater than symbol, the diff command is showing us lines from second file. Now let's say if you have something like this, then what its meaning is A, as I already told you, A means add and this symbol means line first file basically. So let's see now in demo. If we move to the screen, so what you are seeing from this 1C1, what it's showing us, and then it's showing us this less than sign. So let me explain you from here. So we have 1C1, then this symbol and then capital Dikshant. Now if you see, yep, that's it. And so what does it mean? C means change first line in the first file, and this means obviously the first file. So what diff is saying to us is basically you need to change the first line of which file. So one second, let me tell you in this way. So the number after this C is belongs to second file, and C means change, and this number means line number. Now line number to which file, that we come to know from this symbol. So this symbol means first file obviously. So now if you want to read this whole together, then you will read it in this way. So you will read first letter, that first line of which file, of first file, because sign is this. So the first line of first file you need to change with respect to the first line of second file. So the number after C is from the second file, which the line number from second file, which line or which line of second file, first line of second file you need to change with respect to first line of which file it will tell by this symbol. So first file. Now what it's saying us to change is, it's saying there is a change in line number 1 of second file. Obviously this first after C means second file first line. So there is a difference in first line of second file. There is a change. C means change. So there is a change in first file of first line of second file with respect to the first line of which file, the first file. We have changes in this two first lines of both the files. The three dot means the second file or the end of the one file. It's a difference of one end. Second, what it's saying to us is, it's saying this means the first file, which line, the third line. You need to change it with respect to line number third of file second. Now if I show you cat first and cat second, so what first, let me start from this again to explain you quickly. So the number after this C letter, this one, this belong to the second file, first line C. Second file, first line, this. See, it's saying us, and this symbol also tell us, as I told you, the less than symbol told us the file first. The greater than symbol told us the file second, basically. So what it's saying us to is, the first line of this file, which file, this file, means second file. So the first line of this second file contains this word. Yes, correct. And the first line of which file, this file, that means first file, contains this word. That is also correct. So what you need to do with those lines in between, character will tell us what to do. So it's saying you need to change this or maybe this to make them equal. Till here it's clear, very clear. Now the next thing what it's showing to us is, let me write to you in this to explain you very deep again. So 3C3, and then we have this line file 1, and then 3 this, and this file 2. So correct, this one only written. Till here I am explaining you now this thing. So what it's showing to us is, as I already told you, A means add. Here we have C. So let's read it one by one step. So we have, sorry, let me come down, very down I got. 1 second. So C means obviously change. Okay, and 1 second, what is this file? This is not working. 1 second. Yep. So C means change, and this symbol means file first. This symbol means file second. And the differentiator here will tell us the difference. Now try to read it. So the third line of which file comes from this symbol. This symbol means file first. So that means third line of which file, we need to see this. That means file first. So this is the meaning of this. Now we have option C. This is one thing, and C means we need to change. Why we need to change or what we need to change? We need to change it accordingly. The third line of which file? Of this file. After the three hyphens or underscores, We have another file or the content of which file that comes to know from this symbol, and greater than means file2, the third line of file2. So I what we come to know is third line of file1 we need to change to third line of file2 to make them equal basically, or the vice versa also we can do. Vice versa means you can read it oppositely. The third line of file2 we need to change with third line of file1. So this means difference in content between files. Now content difference between files, but at which lines? So lines we come to know from this number and this number, the third line and the third line. And how we come to know? We need to add, delete or change from this middle letter change. Now lines of which files? So that you come to know from these symbols. Less than means file1. We have a difference, that means 3 hyphens, to which file? With this symbol we come to know file2. So let's see what is the difference. In the first file you can see at the line number 3 we have written this file1 content. Yes, and this less than means file1. What is the content? This is the content, file1. Third line of file1. From this third line, 3 means third line of which file? Less than means first file. Yes, this is the content, correct. This 3 hyphens or underscore means we need to change it to this content. Which content? Equal, to make it equal, again the third line of which file? Greater than means the file2. In the file2, if we see the third line, see, yeah, this is the content. We need to change it to make them equal. So if I open second and if I make it 1, now it will not show us this difference of file1 and file2. Remaining two are there, but let's run this command again. See, now this is showing the first line of which file? The first file, less than, because we need to change it to first file of second file, which to this content we need to do. Now we changed that in second file. As I told you, we can do vice versa also. So this is in the second file because the greater than sign means the second file. Also before that we change in second file. What I want to show now is we can change in first file also. See, now there will be no difference. Only one difference. See, this is removed automatically because we changed. Now see, we have this. Now what does it means basically? So we have this 5d4, then this and some content. Now as I told you, this number means line, fifth line, and which file? Obviously the down file of just to this, that means the first file, because less than means first file. So fifth line of first file. Now what we need to do with fifth line of first file, that we comes to know from the middle letter, that is now D. So we said that we have A, C, D. D means delete the line. Now which line we need to delete? Basically this fourth line with respect to the fourth line of another file. Now if I show you the content, what you can see is, and again if I run the diff command, now see the fifth line of first file, because less than sign, so this is the line number 5. What we need to do with this line? We need to delete it. Why we need to delete? Fourth means because there are only 4 lines in the file 2, and for to make them lines equal we need to delete this. So what I'm doing is I'm opening this first again and I'm deleting this and I'm saving the file again, and see, now there is no difference in both the files. Both the files are exactly the same, identical copy of each other. See, now I want to show you one option very quickly. So let me change to those files. One second. I'm making this change D. The first option I want to show you is, if you see the difference in first and second file, as from our eyes we can see the lines are very less. So there is a difference of this capital D. Now if I do diff and file first and second file. See, it's saying me, suggesting me to change. Now, what I want to ignore the cases. So the first option we can use is -i. That will make the cases like ignore or same. That means it will make small a and capital A equal. Similarly, the option we have in grep also, you can check out there also. So def -i, the first and second. See, now there is no difference showing. But if you remove the -i, that means ignore the cases, remove, it will show the difference. The second option we have -u. -u will, what it will do is, it will show the changes to us in very concise form, in very very good manner. See, what it's showing is from the first file you need to remove something, from the second file you can add something, you can do any one of the way. Either you will to remove the content from first file or need to add content in second file. Now it's showing us a number, like you either you need to remove this c hyphen from the first file, second, or you can add this to the first file or make them equal. That's why minus and plus sign. Then it's showing us what you can do basically in the concise form, very concise form. And another option we have is -c, that shows basically in context mode. Now what context mode is? In very detailed. See, either you can add in the first line, star means the first file, this minus means the second second file, this is the content, and wherever the changes required, it given us in a very beautiful manner. See, what it written is the first file with 4 lines, the first file with 4 lines, and this all the things, and exclamatory mark wherever the changes are required. Now let me add it to very quickly one more line to show you the demo of this. So delete. Now let me quickly run this again. See, very good way it's showing us. Star means the first file. First file you have 5 lines. Second line is represented by this, and second file is having this 4 lines, and the changes are required on these lines wherever the symbols are showing us. See, so it's saying that exclamatory mark means there is some case issues that you need to change. Hyphen minus, it's showing us that you need to remove this word from the first file to make it equal to second file. Now same way, if I use the option -u, again it will show us in a concise form, very good form, but not separately. Basically what it's showing us, first file have 5 lines, second I have 4 lines. In the first file you need to remove this hyphen, or you need to do this plus in second file to make them equal, means cases you need to change. That's very confusing. Basically it's concise, but it's very confusing. And what it's showing is this you need to delete. But from this you are not coming to know that from which file we need to remove this delete word. Not think of the 4 5 lines now as a demo. As a demo we are taking 4 5 lines, but in the real world we have hundreds and thousands of lines, so it's very confusing for us to know that which file contains the delete keyword that we want to remove. Obviously we are knowing from here that wherever the hyphen or minus is written, that is from the first file basically. But it's very confusing to know the lines and the from which files those belong. Same the context mode help us. It gives us a very beautiful UI and differentiator between the files. So this is the first file till here, and this is the second file. What we need to remove from which file. Now it's very clear. The delete is to be removed from the first file. So that's all about the diff command. If you like the video, please subscribe the channel, like the video. If you have any doubts or anything you need to know more, you can post your doubts in the comment section. I will be happy to help your doubts. Thank you. Let's meet in the next video.